Hey you guys, it's me Jemison at therapyhealing.com. I hope you guys are doing really well. This is a monthly reading and it's going to be for the Leos. And I'm going to be using the Animal Whispers deck. And I'm also, this reading is going to be a bit different. It's what I've been, calling healing reading, which I already do healing readings as a part of my private services that I offer. But how this is maybe slightly different to even that is I wanted to focus these readings more on the present moment versus fortune telling. I wanted to focus them more on what we can heal in our lives right now than focusing on what we can heal. Well, not even what we can heal, but focus on events that's going to happen later on in our lives. Um, so not to say that it's not going to have a bit of a fortune telling aspect to it, because not everyone is the same, not everyone goes through the same problems at the same time and whatever else. So for some of you guys, this may not be happening in your life right now. It could be something that happens later on, or being that these are general readings, we have to see whether this happens to you at all. But either way, I'm just hoping that this video will be beneficial to you in some way, shape or form. So let's get into it with the Leos. Okay, what is it that the Leos need to heal in October? So you have the Ace of Shells. Oh, this is crazy. To be honest, after pulling these cards, like so far I've done how many signs? I've done 6 signs. I think you're the seventh. Yeah, you're the seventh sign. And so many of the signs are getting cards this month to do with relationships or emotions and things like that. So I feel like there is a lot of emotional healing that a lot of people are going through, or that the cards are really showing is an area of our life that we have to work on. Working on our interactions with others, our relationship with others, how we get on, how we communicate. And I think the reason why that is because it's such an important thing. Because, in all honesty, if all of us on the planet was to improve our relationships with others around us, whether it's neighbors, friends, strangers, everything, the world would be so much more of a peaceful place. But a lot of the time, so many things goes on in our lives, and there's so many reasons why emotionally we may be completely dysfunctional. And I think a lot of that dysfunction is what really creates the problems in our world and around us all the time, is because of the fact that we have difficulties really connecting, really relating, really understanding one another. And because of that, and even being, empathetic towards each other. So, I think that's the reason why this theme is really strong in these readings. And so what the Ace of Shells is showing is that there is a relationship situation that again may be needing your focus and your time and your attention. For some of you guys, it may not be a negative thing. This could be a good situation, because the Ace of Shells isn't a bad card. It's a card that represents new beginnings in terms of an emotional situation, a relationship. You could be meeting somebody new. You could be falling in love with somebody. You could be happy to get, you know, engaged, something like that. An event could be happening in that kind of way. But because it's showing up in what we need to heal, it could be saying maybe within yourself there's some emotional healing that really does need to take place. Maybe there's certain people in your life that you don't get on with, and you need to mend those kind of situations with those people to heal those relationships, to create maybe a better feeling within yourself. In terms of maybe, again, sometimes we may have a falling out with somebody, and it can make us feel really bad. Um, about that falling out or about that relationship that was lost. And so it could be saying that maybe that's what needs to be healed right now, or needs to be fixed. So that's the first card. Oh, the second card that just flew out is the spider, which is sacred spinner, which would be the wheel. And so the wheel is saying that, the wheel is what brings about the change. It means that things are changing significantly. The only thing is that the wheel can move both ways. It can be moving in your favor, where it's a good thing, and it's can be very fortunate, very lucky. It can represent taking a gamble of sorts, but the wheel can also be going the other way, and it can be a misfortune or a mishap, something that costs you a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull an additional card to see which one that is. And you have the Two of Feathers. So it's kind of saying that the change that the wheel has brought in has brought a level of uncertainty about things. You're questioning things, or you're doubting things. You're not really sure what the future holds in some kind of shape or form. Maybe about a relationship or a certain situation you were in with a person. Like I said, because the Wheel of Fortune can represent a fortunate situation, you may have felt very fortunate in love, or very fortunate in a relationship with somebody else, or in the connection that you had with another person. But it's kind of saying that the wheel has brought about a change in fortune. It's changed the situation completely. Like it's barely recognizable when the Wheel of Fortune shows up. And now it's like, with the Two of Feathers, it's like you have to make sense of everything now that it's different, now that it's not the same anymore. um and I kind of see with this card is there is this sense of reflecting on that which was um from the past. So it could be maybe in your mind you're trying to think, um, how do I change things? How do maybe I get things back to the way they were? Or, what is the next step for me now that things have changed? Um, so with the Two of Feathers, feathers is about, our mind, what we think about. Um, so it could be saying maybe you have to weigh up your options. Maybe it's a time where you have to really again reflect to know what is best to do. So let's see what shows up with the last card. Your last card is the Seer of Fossils, which is a raccoon. The Seer of Fossils would be the page, I believe, of Pentacles. And for some of you guys, this whole reading could be even less about a relationship and even more about maybe even finances and money and things like that. Because the Ace of Shell can represent anything that kind of brings about a sense of emotional happiness. So, and the Wheel of Fortune could be saying again, the emotional happiness may have been coming because you thought things was more going in your favor, but now things is kind of up in the air and you're doubting stuff, and it's all connected with a new financial situation that was supposed to come through. But everything was in the very beginning stages, because like this is a page card, and the ace is a card representing the very beginning of a stage. So it's like things didn't really get the chance to take off before it was stopped in some kind of way, or things changed suddenly in some kind of way. And so because of that, that may be why you're kind of thinking, where do I go from here? Because maybe you kind of put all your eggs in one basket, or was really hoping for that situation to have worked out, and you didn't really have a plan B. But now you're having to kind of think about a plan B and consider what the other, what you're going to do from that point onwards. The Seer of Fossils kind of gives me the impression that maybe other opportunities can come behind this lost opportunity, or this opportunity where things kind of change suddenly. Something may still come of it that may be profitable for you. So I don't think you have to worry too much. I don't think it's going to mean a major loss. I kind of feel that still, financial situations do have a chance of improving, and something different, or even a smaller quantity of money may be coming through. When I say smaller, I'm not saying like, because the Wheel of Fortune can sometimes mean significant money, but with the Seer, being a card representing kind of things that are small, it could be saying that maybe there is like a slight improvement, or again something that is brand new coming into your life, and that's what is bringing about this sort of feeling of newness that is coming through. But either way, it's not a bad thing. So peace and many blessings to you guys, Leo. I'll be seeing you. Bye.